Kiniga Pima Wihari Yeda Pumwani Pido Ningajada Brida Galemia Nida Tia Hora Gabia Hoa Malopina, no? I don't Gabia Hoa Malopina, but my Brida Garo, Yenivida Brida Pinire, Ningajada Brida de Go Shita Vida, Suzo Nene, Ninganja Brida de Adwet Hotaya, no? Today is the opening ceremony of Brahma Vihari Meditation Center Meditation Retreat. What is the purpose of the meditation retreat? How do you understand? The purpose of meditation is for realization of Nibbana or for realization of Four Noble Truth. What is the importance of for realization of Four Noble Truths? There is one sutta called Savakhya Sutta, the destruction of the things. In that sutta, Buddha explained the importance of the Four Noble Truths. How did the Buddha say? Because I say that the destruction of the takes for one who knows and sees. It is not for one who does not know and does not see. For one who knows what, for one who sees what, that the destruction of the things comes about. The destruction of the things comes about for one who knows and sees. This is the noble truth of suffering, dukkha, sijja. It is for one who knows and sees. This is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya, sijja. It is for one who knows and sees. It is for one who knows and sees. This is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha, sijja. It is for one who knows and sees. This is the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. Because it is for one who knows that, it is for one who sees that the destruction of the things comes about. So if you want the destruction of the things, you should try to understand Four Noble Truths. Because of this reason, Buddha continue his Dhamma talk. Therefore, bhikkhus in exertion shall make to understand this is the noble truth of suffering, dukkha, sijja. In exertion shall make to understand this is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya, sijja. In exertion shall make to understand this is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha, sijja. In exertion shall make to understand this is the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. This is a Savakhya Sutta. Do you want to become Arahat? There will be no one. If you want to become Arahat, number one, you should try to understand Four Noble Truths. What is the noble truth of suffering, dukkha, sijja? Sankhedena pinchupadana khanda dukkha. In brief, the five aggregates of Kalingate are dukkha, sijja, the noble truth of suffering. What are five Kalingate aggregates? Rupu Badane Khanda, Vedanu Badane Khanda, Sinju Badane Khanda, Sinkharu Badane Khanda, Vinyanu Badane Khanda. Altogether there are five aggregates of Kalingate. The Kalingate aggregate of materiality, the Kalingate aggregate of feeling, the clinging aggregate of perception, the clinging aggregate of formations, and the clinging aggregate of consciousness. Altogether there are 5 aggregates of clinging. If you understand the 5 clinging aggregates, then we can say you understand the noble truth of suffering. This is the object of your vipassana insight. How you should try to understand the noble truth of suffering. There is one sutta called Samadhi Sutta. In that sutta, Buddha explained, Samadhi bhikkhve bhaveta samahito bhikkhve bhikkhu yatha buddham pachanati. Bhikkhus develop concentration. A bhikkhu who has concentrated mind understands the Dhammas as they really are. What does he understand? He understands as it really is. This is the noble truth of suffering, dukkha sacca. He understands as it really is. This is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya sacca. He understands as it really is. This is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha sacca. He understands as it really is. This is the noble truth of the birth, leading to the cessation of suffering. Therefore, bhikkhus develop concentration. A bhikkhu who has concentrated mind understands the Dhammas as they really are. This is Samadhi Sutta. So if you want to understand the noble truth of suffering or 5 aggregates of clinging, first you should try to develop concentration. There are 40 samatha meditation subjects. Among 40 samatha meditation subjects, anyone you can try for developing your concentration. Now your teacher in this center will teach how to practice anapana, how to practice 4 elements meditation, how to practice 10 types of kasinas, how to practice 4 sublime abidance, etc. So if you want to practice systematically, then one day you may attain jhanas, first jhana or second jhana or third jhana or fourth jhana, or 8 attainments, including 4 immaterial jhanas. This concentrated jhana consciousness can produce to understand the Dhammas as they really are. Because of this reason, you should first try to develop your concentration. Concentrated mind can produce such powerful light, the light of wisdom. With the assistance of the light of wisdom, if you practice 4 elements meditation systematically, you can understand ultimate materiality. According to Buddha's teaching, ultimate materiality arises as a small body gas called kalapas. If you practice 4 elements meditation systematically, when your concentration develops further, then you will understand kalapas. You will realize kalapas. Again, if you analyze these kalapas, you will understand ultimate materiality. How you should practice 4 elements meditation? Your teacher will teach systematically. So you had good opportunity to practice 4 elements meditation here. Please try hard. You should not go back to your country. Do you understand? Okay. On the way, you should not go back to your country. As long as you do not understand 4 noble truths, you should not go back to your country. If you understand 4 noble truths, at that time, if you go back to your country, it is beneficial for you as well as for your generations. Because you can also teach these 4 noble truths to others. But if you do not understand well, then if you go back to your country, there will be no much beneficial to you as well as for your generations. Do you understand? Okay, please try. The second noble truth is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, Samudaya Satya. Especially, dependent origination is called Samudaya Satya, according to Daittayarana Sutta method. Daittayarana Sutta, Buddha explained dependent origination as Samudaya Satya in Daittayarana Sutta of Anguttara Nikaya, Tika Nibbata. According to Buddha's teaching, because of the arising of past five causes, present five aggregates arise. Because of the present five causes, future five aggregates will arise for those who had not yet attained hardship. What are five causes? Avijja, ignorance, tanha, craving, upadana, clinging, sankhara, volitional formations, and karma, karmic potentiality. Angola Bhikkhu don't like to use karmic force, because force is, there is one Dhamma. But then I discussed with him about potentiality. He agreed karma is like potentiality, not Paramatha Dhamma. Because of this reason, altogether there are five causes: Avijja, ignorance, tanha, craving, upadana, clinging, sankhara, volitional formations, and karma, potentiality. If you had accumulated these five causes in one of previous life, when these five causes becomes mature, these five causes will produce present five aggregates. You should try to understand the relationship between causes. At that time you will understand dependent origination partially. Why I say partially? Because Savakas, the disciples of Buddha, can understand dependent origination partially only, not fully. For example, in our daily life, we meet good objects as well as bad objects every day. We meet good objects or desirable objects because of previous wholesome karma. We meet undesirable objects because of unwholesome karma. What are wholesome karmas? What are unwholesome karmas? We cannot understand in every case. There are different types of karmas which we had accumulated in one of previous lives. We cannot understand all fully. Because of this reason, as a disciple, one can understand dependent origination partially only. If you understand dependent origination partially, then one day you may realize Nibbana. It is enough. Buddha only understands dependent origination fully, without exception. This is the domain of Buddha, to understand fully. Savakas cannot understand fully. If you understand especially dependent karma, which produce five aggregates in time of your conception stage, Patisandhi moment, but legate my moment, then we can say you understand dependent origination partially. This is also enough for realization of Nibbana. So you should try to understand, secondly, the dependent origination, which is the noble truth of the origin of suffering. This noble truth of the suffering and the noble truth of the origin of suffering are called sankhara formations. They are the object of vipassana. You must contemplate them as anicca, dukkha, and anatta. As soon as they arise, they pass away very, very quickly, so they are anicca. They are always oppressed by rising and passing away, so they are dukkha. There is no permanent entity, permanent substance in them, so they are anatta, non-self. If you contemplate these formations as anicca, dukkha, anatta, such type of contemplation is called vipassana, insight. If you want to practice vipassana, real vipassana, then you should practice according to Buddha's teaching systematically. In this meditation retreat, your teacher will teach systematically how you should practice to understand dependent origination also. So please practice diligently. Then if you understand dependent origination and the noble truth of the suffering, five aggregates of clinging, then you can practice vipassana systematically, stage by stage. When you are practicing vipassana, when you reach Udiyabhya Jnana stage, the knowledge of rising and passing away, at that time you will understand the noble truth of the cessation of suffering partially. Partially means in Mahasri Prana Sutta, Buddha explained Samudaya Dhammanupa Sivakaya Same Viharati Vaya Dhammanupa Sivakaya Same Viharati Samudaya Vaya Dhammanupa Sivakaya Same Viharati, etc. What is the meaning? A bhikkhu abides contemplating the arising phenomena in the body. And a bhikkhu abides contemplating the perishing phenomena in the body. Or he abides contemplating both rising and perishing phenomena in the body. What is the meaning? There are two types of rising and passing away. Number one is Vichayado Udaya Bhaya, causal rising and passing away. Number two is Khanado Udaya Bhaya, momentary rising and passing away. When you are practicing Udiyabhya insight knowledge, at that time you should try to understand both causal arising and passing away and momentary rising and passing away. What is causal arising and passing away? Because of the arising of five causes, five aggregates arise. This is called causal arising. What is causal passing away? Because of the complete cessation of five causes, five aggregates cease completely without remainder. Because of the complete cessation of five causes, five aggregates also cease completely without remainder. When five causes will cease completely without remainder, if you become Arhat, you are Arhat but will destroy defilements stage by stage. You are Arhat but will destroy defilements completely without remainder. Now you are practicing Udiyabhya Jnana insight only. You are not yet become Arhat. So when will you become Arhat? In future. You will become Arhat. In which future? If you will become Arhat in this very life is your future. But if you will become Arhat in one of future existence, then that existence will be your future. At that time you will attain Arhatship. When you become Arhat, you are Arhat but will destroy the defilements completely without remainder. Because of the complete cessation of defilements, your karma potentiality cannot produce any new existence. Because of this reason, after the final cessation, Pranibhana, there will be no more new existence. If there is no more new existence, then five aggregates will cease completely without remainder and die of final cessation, Pranibhana stage. This is the complete cessation of round of rebirth. So, while you are practicing vipassana, If you reach Uddiyabhya Jnana stage, at that time you should try to understand this such type of complete cessation of defilements as well as the complete cessation of five aggregates. Such type of complete cessation is also called Nirodha Sijja. That Nirodha Sijja, the complete cessation of dukkha, suffering. That Nirodha Sijja is the object of your vipassana insight, not the object of your path in fruition knowledge. If you practice your vipassana systematically, one day you may realize Nibbana. By four types of path and four types of fruition knowledges. At that time, your defilements will cease completely without remainder. And your path and fruition knowledge also will realize Nibbana. That Nibbana is called unconditioned element, asankhata dhatu. That asankhata dhatu, unconditioned, is also called Nirodha Sijja, the complete cessation of suffering. That Nirodha Sijja is supramundane Nirodha Sijja, not mundane Nirodha Sijja. Supramundane Nirodha means the object of your four types of path knowledge and four types of fruition knowledge. It is not the object of your vipassana insight. So there are two types of Nirodha Sijja. You should try to understand these two types of Nirodha Sijja also. Your teacher will teach if you do not go back to your country. She will teach to realize these two types of Nirodha Sijja. Will you try? Okay, please try. Then another is Dukkha Nirodha Gamini Padipada, the path leading to the cessation of suffering. What is the path? There are Noble Eightfold Path. You already understood. You already understood. What are Noble Eightfold Path? Number one, Sammadhi, right understanding. Number two, Sammasankappa, right thinking. Number three, Sammavaca, right speech. Number four, Sammakamanta, right action. Number five, Samma-ajiva, right livelihood. Number six, Samma-vayama, right effort. Number seven, Samma-sati, right mindfulness. Number eight, Samma-samadhi, right concentration. Altogether there are Noble Eightfold Paths. These Noble Eightfold Paths, if we analyze, there are two types of Noble Eightfold Paths, mundane and supramundane. When you are practicing samatha, at that time also there are Noble Eightfold Paths. For example, if you practice Anapana, one day you may attain jhana. First jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and fourth jhana. If you at that time also there are Noble Eightfold Paths. Before you are practicing Anapana meditation systematically, then you must observe your virtue. You should try to purify your sila. There must be training of morality. What are the training of morality? Sammavaca, right speech. Sammakamanta, right action. Samma-ajiva, right livelihood. Now you are undertaking 8 precepts. These are you are practicing Sammavaca, right speech. Sammakamanta, right action. Samma-ajiva, right livelihood. After observing your virtue, then you should try concentration. The training of concentration. What are the training of concentration? Samma-vayama, right effort. Samma-sati, right mindfulness. And Samma-samadhi, right concentration. What is Samma-samadhi, right concentration? According to Mahasriprana Sukta's explanation, there are 4 types of Rupa Vachara jhanas, 5 material jhanas, first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and fourth jhana. These 4 types of jhanas are called Sammasamadhi. So, after purification of your virtue, you should try to attain 4 types of jhanas. But according to Visuddhimagga's explanation, 8 attainments together with excess concentration are also called Sammasamadhi or Citta Visuddhi, purification of mind. Citta Visuddhi and Sammasamadhi, right concentration, are same meaning. So, you should try to attain excess concentration stage or 8 types of jhanas or 8 attainments. And then you should try to practice samatha meditations systematically, such as Anapana, 10 types of kasina, etc. If you practice these 10 types of kasinas, you may attain 8 attainments, 8 types of jhanas. These all jhanas can produce strong, powerful light. With the assistance of light, if you practice 4 elements meditation, at that time you will understand 4 noble truths one day. Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa. These 2 types of noble paths are called the training of wisdom. What is Samma Ditti? Right understanding of noble truth of suffering. Right understanding of the origin of the noble truth of the origin of suffering. Right understanding of the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. Right understanding of the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. So if you understand 4 noble truths systematically, then we can say you already attained Samma Ditti. You have Samma Ditti. Right understanding. Then, if you had right understanding Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, right application also will be associated with Samma Ditti. Samma Ditti understood 4 noble truths. Samma Sankappa applies your mind to understand 4 noble truths. Application of the mind to the 4 noble truth object is called Samma Sankappa. So both are together work their own duty. So altogether there are noble eightfold paths. These noble eightfold paths are called the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. If you practice this noble eightfold path systematically in this way, one day you may realize Nibbana by 4 types of path knowledge and 4 types of fruition knowledge. At that time, your path knowledges will destroy defilement systematically. If you attain Arhatship, then defilements will cease completely without remainder. If you attain Arhatship and if your defilement cease completely without remainder, your karma cannot produce any new future existence. If there is no more new existence, then this is called the cessation of suffering. Complete cessation of suffering. So therefore Buddha says, Bhikkhus, I say that the destruction of the taste for one who knows and sees. It is not for one who does not know and does not see. For one who knows what, for one who sees what, the destruction of the days comes about. The destruction of the days comes about for one who knows who knows and sees this is the noble truth of suffering, dukkha, sajja. For one who knows and sees this is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya, sajja. For one who knows and sees, this is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, Nirodha Sija. For one who knows and sees, this is the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering, Magga Sija. It is for one who knows thus, it is for one who sees thus, that the destruction of the days comes about. Therefore, bhikkhus in exertion should make for understanding or to understand, this is the noble truth of suffering. In exertion should make to understand, this is the noble truth of the origin of suffering. In exertion should make to understand, this is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. In exertion should make to understand, this is the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. So if at that time, if you understand fully the noble truth, four noble truths, you will become Arhat. If you become Arhat, you are Arhat, but will destroy all defilements completely without remainder. At that time, your karma cannot produce any new existence. If there is no more new existence after final cessation, Pranibbana, this is the end of suffering. So please try to reach the end of suffering to understand Four Noble Truths. Your teacher will teach systematically how you should practice to understand Four Noble Truths. May you realize Four Noble Truths very quickly.